Best of Super Juniors, and today we're dealing with semi-finals and finals day. The semi-final was at G-Messa Gunma Arena, 1,102 in attendance. Now, I must admit I did not have time to watch the undercard matches, so let's go through them quickly. Tatsuya Matsumoto and Valiente Jr. defeated Taisei Nakahara and Tiger Mask in 7 minutes and 27 seconds. TMDK, Hartley Jackson and Raiki Owa defeated Masatori Yasuda and Yua Uemura in 7 minutes 29 seconds. Young Kasai and Nick Wayne tagged together to defeat Unbound Company, Gedo and Titan in 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Yeah, rivals to tag team partners is the way it goes in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Daisuke Sasaki and Dick Togo, which was kind of like a hangover from the tournament, where Sasaki, the former student of Dick Togo, agreed to work with House of Torture. That lasted a day. He was back with Hontai on the final day. El Desperado and Hyo beat them in 6 minutes and 20 seconds. House of Torture, Ren Narita, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi defeated Aaron Wolf, Kushida, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Toriyano in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And United Empire, Scalm Newman, Francesco Akira, Jacob Austin Young, and Zane J defeated Daiki Nagai, Taiji Ishimori, Robbie X, and Yatu Tsuji in 10 minutes and 5 seconds. Now that gets us to the semi-finals. And we're in the semi-finals. Kosei Fujita defeated Robbie Eagles in 18 minutes and 42 seconds in a bit of a classic, to be honest with you. Obviously, Eagles was trying his damnedest to get to the final. That was the story. Never gotten there before, and I'm not going to go easy on you just because you're my tag team partner and you're my protege. And damn, he didn't. They went at it, and this was a fantastic match. Another possibility for match of the tournament. It was that good. Very, very intense. Obviously, they were saving something for the final for the next day, but this was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a match that really sets Fujita off as the superstar of the division, certainly the future of the division as far as a younger wrestler is concerned. He looks and acts and carries himself like a star, and that's what you want in Best of Super Juniors, right? That's the guy you want representing the company, and looked amazing in this particular match. Then defeated Master Wato in the final. 16 minutes and 43 seconds. This was a really interesting match to watch. Master Wato in the previous day had said that, Yo probably didn't turn up, and Yo's probably gone home. Because he doesn't think the same way that Master Wato does about professional wrestling. And this was kind of like the point we all saw with that. The story here was Master Wato, Yo's just not going to be denied. He wants the title, and he's got himself refreshed enough to do so. He wants to crack at this, wants to have a go at it, wants to be the champion. He got close defeating Adoki previously, but not close enough, and now he feels he's got the time, so he's ploughing all he can, and it's been a slow burn through this tournament to get him to the final, and winning this match doesn't seem out of case. Obviously, Christy is very upset. Sorry, Christy. I hope you're okay. Yes, she was very sad about Master Wato not going through to the final, and I feel for her because she's my friend. And yeah, but the flip side of that is Yo is so madly, popularly over right now, and the stories they have told have been really simple, and it's just pushed him to the moon. And why wouldn't you ride that? The same thing they did with Goto a year ago. Yo may be the most popular guy in New Japan right now, not just the junior heavyweight division, so you can't waste that. That's the way it goes, and that's where we are. And that's sometimes wrestling companies have to make money, and that was the sensible thing to do from a making money point of view. Interestingly, we get to Ota City General Gymnasium in Tokyo for the final. 3,969, that's over 1,000, nearly 1,500 up on last year's final, with Yo in the main event and Kosei Fujita in the main event, which will tell you how popular those two young men are. Goto Revolutionary Army, Hiroki Goto, Tatsuya Matsumoto, and Yoshihashi defeated Satoru Usada, Taisei Nakahara, and Tiger Mask in 6 minutes and 16 seconds. This was a workmanlike performance from Goto Revolutionary Army. Obviously, Tiger Mask is on his final run around the circuit as he gets close to his retirement soon. But this was a lot of fun seeing the Goto Revolutionary Army back in action again. Thoroughly enjoyed it. United Empire's Francesco Akira, Jake Lee, and Jacob Austin Young defeated El Fantasma Jada and Shota Umino 7 minutes and 44 seconds. We're back into heavyweight action. They're preparing for Dominion for next week. Shota Umino has a championship match with Andrade El Idolo and Drilla Maloney. Young Daniel and Shota Umino are going to have a pop at that Global Heavyweight Championship. So Jake Lee, Francesco Akira, and Jacob Austin Young were proxies for Andrade in this particular match. Jake Lee decided to pick an angle well, it would be an angle in the end. It would be to pick out on El Fantasmo, and Jacob Austin Young and Francesco Akira held a chair across Fantasmo's face while Jake Lee ran a big boot into his face, and that was kind of a beatdown, kind of undone by El Fantasmo coming to after the match, to be honest. If he'd stretched it out, it would have been a bit more worthwhile. Those two have an ADQ no count-out match at Dominion, so we'll see how they get on. 609, Master Wato and Daisuke Taguchi tagged with Daisuke Sasaki, who has got out of the evil clutches of House of Torture and gone and joined the Hontai side. I did ask Sarah Kerchak about this, and I said to her over Blue Sky, Daisuke Sasaki, now with the Hontai side, is where he belongs because he's a pure perfect angel who never did anything wrong. To which Sarah replied, yes, that's why he's a pretty babyface, Daisuke Sasaki. And I said, that's reaching White House press secretary levels of denial there. And Sarah replied, I'm just quoting the man himself from his extremely short post-damnation attempts at being a babyface, where he had to wear the same shirt every day because they only had one work shirt, and literally called himself pretty babyface in English, which I'm guessing was a bit of a translation hiccup. Can mean clean as well as pretty, but he went with pretty. And he is pretty, bless him. They defeated Unbound Company, Daiki Nagai, Gedo, Robbie X, Taiji Shimura, and Titan in the biggest, dumbest high spot match you ever saw. It was literally, everyone's going to do a Tope Suicida, go. And they did. It was fantastically stupid. Thoroughly approve of that kind of tomfoolery myself. Next up, El Desperado and Hyo defeated House of Torture when El Desperado pinned Yoshinobu Kanemaru in 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Despe and Hyo then celebrated. Well, actually, Despe left the ring, so he wasn't caught up in the melee of the stupidity to come. The baby Shohu and Yoshinobu Kanemaru threatened to keep Myeon in the House of Torture forever, and had put Myeon in a House of Torture t-shirt, but the baby faces came down with a restraining order against the House of Torture and made Kanemaru and Sho sign it. I don't know, there were red marks there. They seemed to be thumbprints of some description. I'm sure it's all perfectly notarized and legal. And Myeon was reacquainted with Hyo in this particular match, which is, Goto, Yoshihashi Goto, I can't remember what else there was, all down there. It was like all of the baby faces were all down there to save Hyo and apologise to Dragon Gate and Hyo on behalf of New Japan Pro Wrestling Hontai about House of Torture's behaviour. And that was we paid things off today. Kushida, Taichi, and Yuya Uemura defeated Hartley Jackson, Robbie Eagles, and Ray Owa in 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Yuya Uemura and Taichi will be tagging up to go against Ray Owa and Zack Sabre Jr. at Dominion. So this was a precursor of this. Taichi getting a pinfall over Hartley Jackson was the way they set that up. It was fun professional wrestling with an edge. I enjoyed it very, very much. I have a feeling things might get a bit more serious as we get the heavyweights back. Not sure I'm going to enjoy that myself. Aaron Wolf, Jun Kasai, and Tariano defeated House of Torture, Dick Togo, Ren Narita, and Yujiro Takahashi in 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Aaron Wolf is being set up that he has to beat Ren Narita or else his career is going to be derailed. And that's fair enough. Bit odd seeing Jun Kasai and Aaron Wolf together. Jun Kasai giving Aaron Wolf a hug. That was nice. He sat on his knee. Oh. Big dumb wrestling match. Ren Narita and Aaron Wolf going to have one more crack at this, and that's coming up at Dominion as well. Yeah, not a particularly great wrestling match. Did what it needed to do. Unbound Company, Asuka, Yota Tsuji, and Yoto Ice defeated United Empire's Callum Newman, Great-O-Khan, and Zayn J, 13 minutes and 55 seconds. Yota Tsuji has Callum Newman. Yota Tsuji, Asuka and Yuto Ice have also got United Empire. Come Dominion, they'll be wrestling Hinare and the Great-O-Khan, whereas Yota Tsuji will be wrestling Callum Newman for both championships. This is a lovely precursor that Newman's principle of do anything you can to win versus Tsuji's righteous power and talent is going to be a big story. And really, we see whether New Japan has the faith in Yuto Ice next Sunday. That's really it. If he beats Newman, which I can see happening, that's probably what will happen. I'm not really sure, because New Japan's kind of in a different flux at the moment. But if Tsuji beats Newman, it's kind of like they've got faith in Tsuji. If Newman keeps the belt, they're looking for a story to attach to Newman or to Tsuji, and that's fine too. They're both young. They both need to be presented in a way that puts them at the top of the card to keep them, for one thing, but also to kind of develop them as heavyweight championship material. And Newman has not done a bad championship job either. Neither did Yota Tsuji. We shall see. That comes up next Sunday. And so we go to the main event of the evening, Best of Super Juniors 33 final match, 28 minutes and 1 second. And Yo uses all of the chaos tricks in the bag, and some others as well, to defeat Kosei Fujita in 28 minutes and 1 second. Now, here's the thing. Boys at Super J-Cast said, was it my taste? Absolutely not. Do I think it's good? No, I think it was terrible. But it sold tickets. And I think it is my cup of tea, and I thoroughly enjoyed it because I love Yo. And as a fan of Yo's, I'm a fan of Chaos. And being the ultimate Chaos guy for these last 10 years, to see a match that was entirely made of Chaos parts strung together. As Yo said, I'm going to bring you into a universe of chaos. And he did. He hit everything. Every possible reference he could. Ishii, forearms and strikes. Ishii grabbing the ropes with his teeth like he did against Kenny Omega to put off the German suplex, or in this case a suplex. Nakamura stuff. The 3 Rainmakers to set up for drop needle on the record. Direct drive, rather. All of the chaos tomfoolery that you could imagine, and a chaos celebration at the end of the match. But this match really started with the introductions, and Yo's Playboy outfit was resplendent with a new halter top, which was even more, to be honest, pornographic than the previous one. Kosei Fujita coming down to ringside with dancing girls to start with. He has a dancing girls opening routine, which just like they know they you honestly going right. He's winning at that point. You know, not going to invest that much into him if he's going to lose. But as the match went on, Yo looked undeniable, and he applied the pressure at all the right points and told a great story, and he sold for Kosei Fujita. And I don't think people have realised how much of a slow burn it has been with Yo over the last 6 months, but he is so over. And I don't mean like popular, I mean over. In this division, there are a bunch of people who are over, and especially in this tournament. So before this match was announced, there was the MVP award, which went to Young Kasai, which is absolutely wonderful for Young Kasai because he has been a linchpin in how this tournament has worked. And he's done an incredible job of getting the younger wrestlers over and telling a great story about his own hubris, which was fantastic. The Fighting Spirit Award went to Daiki Nagai, who has been absolutely a mover and a shaker in this particular tournament. Even though he didn't win any matches, he set himself up for an incredible career as a junior heavyweight. That was well done. And Best Technique went to Robbie X, which again, out of the New Japan regulars, Daiki Nagai and Robbie X, along with Yo and Kosei Fujita, are the 4 most popular wrestlers in the division right now. And it's not a bad idea to make one of them win. Now, some people would argue, and I don't disagree with them, that Kosei Fujita should have won this tournament. Back-to-back tournament wins for somebody so young would have been absolutely wonderful. But Fujita's going to win this tournament again, probably next year, because you're going to have a rubber match now, aren't you? You've told the story for next year. can Yo keep up at this age? But Yo looked undeniable. Yo looked amazing and fantastic in this match. I have some people say, well, you can only do it once, because he did the Yo reference, the Chaos reference stuff last year, but it was clearly a slow build to say, like, well, that stuff got me to the final last year. Why can't it get it to me to the championship this year? I believe in Chaos and I believe in myself, and Chaos is who I am, so I should be Chaos, and he was. 28 minutes and 1 second. It made perfect sense to me, but I don't think it makes sense to everybody else. And it's interesting that we've had no reviews for this tournament. The match got 1 review. It's 8 points. No one's made any comment on it. And I think this is perhaps where the Western fan base has disconnected from New Japan Pro Wrestling to an extent. People didn't want to watch this show. Western fans didn't watch this show because it wasn't going to be a traditional, with Yo in the main event, they didn't feel it was going to be a traditional hard as nails Best of Super Junior tournament final. I don't see how that was quite the case, but apparently they thought so. There was only 2 or 3 of us talking about it on Twitter and on Blue Sky in this particular tournament. Western fans have kind of vacated the arena. That's not something they're into. So yeah, it feels like, I think the Western fans may have left New Japan well alone, and I don't think that's a bad thing. New Japan's free to be New Japan. You may not like it. You may not be in favour of what they're doing, but that's one of their biggest crowds of the year so far. In a gymnasium they had trouble filling last year, and they got a crowd that's nearly twice the size of this year. They're not doing bad things. They're not doing things wrong. Now, is New Japan perfect? No. Are things going wrong? Yes. Are things not particularly sitting well with me? No. There's people, it's nothing's ever perfect, but it's a wrestling show. There's plenty of stuff to entertain me, and this entertained me exceptionally. The fact that one of my favourite wrestlers I've been following since he was a rookie takes out the big tournament at last. It's only what they did with Goto last year, and the only reason why people don't like it is because Goto was serious about it and Yo's fun. And people aren't allowed to have fun when they watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's why they don't like Daisuke Sasaki and why they don't like House of Torture. Well, I don't like House of Torture myself because I think it's too far within the universe that they've set themselves. That's where you're at. That's what's happening. That's what's selling tickets, and the Japanese fans love it, so that's what's going to happen. Because what else would you do? Making wrestling for people, a smaller amount of people, seems churlish, in my opinion. And there's plenty of stuff I do like that's not New Japan Pro Wrestling. I will quite happily go watch Sendai Girls and not watch several women knock 7 bells of snot out one another and be very, very happy with it. Because that's the kind of wrestling I like. I can find it other places. And if you don't like New Japan right now, that's fine. Go watch other wrestling. It's fine too. It's a conversation we will have, no doubt, again. It's a conversation we've had in the past. But that is the end of my Today At series of Best of Super Juniors. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me rant mostly by myself. I'd like to thank Sora Kerchak. You can find her at Fodderfigure, Fodderfigure, on Blue Sky and Twitter and Instagram. She's awesome. Go follow her. You're going to need to listen to what she has to say. She is a very smart woman. Smarter than I am, for sure. She loves wrestling and she loves art and music and is an incredible writer. So go read her stuff, go listen to her stuff, and go follow her on your socials. We will be back next week. I haven't decided what we're doing. It will be historical. It will be either A Life in Times or Beginner's Guide to Japan. Possibly both. We shall see what's happening next week. In the meantime, thank you for listening to The Trupany Show, and thank you for listening to Today At, and we hope you have enjoyed this series. As always, I think it's almost like the 30th Today At series now. We'll be back with Today At G1 Climax. Take care, and we'll see you then. Bye!